What's up, DC? What's up, Maryland? What's up, VA? It's your boy, Rocktimus, aka the Black Rock Star. I'm here with the one, the only, Jack Dunn. Say what's up to the people, Jack.
What's up, DMV?
Jack, tell us what you're bringing to the table for these DMV listeners.
What I'm trying to bring to the table is a little bit of a different vibe than what everybody else has been doing, particularly around the DC, Maryland, Virginia scene. I want to bring out a unique style that kind of differentiates and makes DC, Maryland, Virginia stand out a little bit more amongst the other bigger communities like the West Coast, New York scene, Detroit, all of that stuff. So
I definitely think, DC does need to have a little bit more variety in their music scene for sure. Are you a DC native? Are you from the DMV?
I was actually born in DC but raised in McLean, Virginia.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So from the VN to DMV. Tell us a little bit about coming up in McLean.
Coming up in McLean was interesting because it's a really wealthy suburban area, and I wouldn't say we were like super well off or anything, but we definitely were pretty easy going, and it was just weird for me personally because it was a basic environment filled with everybody, like go to school, go to college, get that job, and just basic.
It had kind of like a pipeline. Everybody had a tunnel vision on how you were supposed to do things.
Exactly, and it kind of always made me stand out a little differently, kind of like a black sheep, just because I really didn't relate to what most people wanted to do, and because of that, I didn't really fit in much. Like, I had to switch elementary schools because I wouldn't say I got expelled, but it was asked nicely to leave.
Okay.
And
that was just because of your personality. You weren't necessarily.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't focused in class. I wasn't trying to do what they were all telling me to do. And plus the teachers I was getting at the school I was going to at the time, they didn't really know how to deal with me because I have ADHD. I was a little bit out of control, just a little demon running around. I remember I had one teacher who in second grade actually told me and my parents that I was crazy and there was nothing like. This kid is meant to be a truck driver at best. Like
in just second grade, they had already made the determination. I understand that it's definitely based on what everybody thinks the path will be, and they want to see a golden boy of some sort. And if you don't mind me asking, what is music really done in that respect of you being that way, coming up that way, and having the issues such as ADHD?
So I think that was the one place that I could actually really focus on was music, just because I could just let loose, feel a vibe, and I felt in so many different genres, and it just always was something that I could go back to. Like I remember when I first got a Walkman, it changed my life, and I got the Collision Course CD with Jay-Z and Linkin Park.
Oh, that was such a classic too. I remember that. Yeah, the one-time performance in New York. That was when MTV, you couldn't get stuff online and stuff. It might have been maybe the birth of getting online music, but I remember that. Oh man,
changed my life.
Yeah, that was a life-changing project. And me also having a little bit of similarity. As a young and a teacher trying to tell me I might have ADHD, and I'm definitely into a lot of different types of music. Not quite the cookie-cutter guy that I came up from. But yeah, that Collision Course project was crazy, definitely. A collision of two different cultures. And I see that's really what you're bringing to the table as well. What are some of your musical influences?
It's, like I said, it's all over the place. It started out with that whole Jay-Z Linkin Park, so that Jay-Z was what really kind of got me in.
Before that, what were you listening to?
It was definitely a lot of classic rock. I'm talking the Eagles, the Beatles, like Pink Floyd, exactly what you would think from a guy like me.
Okay, all right. And then after Collision Course?
After Collision Course, that's when I hit alternative rock and hip-hop. Okay. So then I started branching out into artists like Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and like on the other side of the table, like Green Day and Blink 182, Sum 41. Yeah, just kind of against the frame of society type music. The people who are just wanting to be like, we're not going to be like this. We want to just live our lives freely.
And who would you say your biggest hip hop influences are, being an MC now today?
For sure, Eminem, as I said, Jay-Z, Nasir Jones. We'll never forget about 3 Stacks.
Okay.
Outkast was an amazing group that really was a big part of me growing up too. So
definitely a lot of the greats. That's awesome, man. What are you doing in the city as far as music right now? What's your performances and your content drops?
Okay, so what we've been doing we just did a drop of a few singles,
Okay.
so now we're gonna go out and try and promote the hell out of them at all these shows around the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, doing showcases with DMV Life, any open mics we can get our hands on, and just trying to spread as much as we can.
Cool.
So it's a step, and it's gonna be a big one, but
How do you feel about your team right now as well?
100% content with where I am because these guys have had my back since the beginning, and they just keep pushing and pushing and pushing for me. Big shout out to the guys. I gotta say I love these guys. They've really taught me a lot, and it's been a great experience working with them. So
Definitely, and the team behind you seems like they're definitely pushing out. Where do you see yourself in the future? Do you have a big vision? Is there something that you're seeing?
the biggest thing for me is obviously, I mean, I just want to be known well enough to the point where my music has affected people in a way that, you know, the music had affected me when I was growing up, to like set you on a certain course and kind of open your mind and make you question things and really just, you know, think outside the box. Don't just focus in on that tunnel vision like you said, and really realize that it's a huge world out there, and there's so much opportunity to do anything. I mean, there's something for everybody out there, and everybody lives off of each other and grows off of it. So I think that we really just, I just want my music to leave that kind of an impact on somebody where it's just like, hey, maybe I don't have to follow the structured system that's been placed in front of me. Maybe I can just set my own course and kind of let the wind carry me.
And that's definitely true as an artist. Yeah, spoken like a true artist. So you have a team behind you that's helping you push and come out in this area. How do you feel with the true elephant statement in the room being that you are a white artist coming out of DC, Chocolate City? How do you feel your progress is gonna go?
I mean, I would say originally it was a little intimidating for me thinking about that, but now I've come to the realization that this isn't, you know, the 90s or the early 2000s anymore. There have been plenty of white rappers exposed, even from suburban areas like Mac Miller, Asher Roth, and all of that. But I think what especially is kind of gonna help me in my situation is I'm not really trying to deliver that super white boy style suburban rap. I'm just trying to deliver straight bars.
For sure.
Constantly and consistent, and give a plethora of music.
Most definitely, and of course we got some visuals that you have recently dropped. So let's see if it all comes out correctly, if he's truly set himself apart from the other rappers that are in the game right now.
By crooks, I'm shifting the game. Y'all can keep sitting in place. You think it gonna last? You'll only live with this phase. I'm quick with it, so quick with it. You're witnessing a man who couldn't give a shit about who gets in the way. I'm just ripping the page, I'm just ripping the beat, and I don't plan on ever stopping. I won't give in defeat. I'm just giving my all, knowing I'll never fall. They told me that the sky's the limit, nothing's limiting me. I'm getting out of this place, I'm shooting out into space. Quit trying to blow my high, bitch, get out of my face. Just give me what I need. That's a blunt and some weed, a smooth glass of the Jack, and a funky ass beat. And I'ma catch my vibe, and I'ma ride that flow. Yeah, I'ma get real high, where you get real low. I'ma keep that vibe and make sure it won't stop. You try and kill my vibe, you push me to the top. I am lifting off the ground. My vibe, I won't let you bring me down. I'm a villain class. My vibe, I won't let you bring me down. Yeah, I am lifting off the ground. My vibe, I won't let you bring me down.
So that's the visual for the song My Vibe. A big party lifestyle. I love it. Shot by DMV Life, of course. And I think it's a great project. Tell me a little about the making of that video.
So going into that, I was a little bit nervous because I'd never really done anything like that before. Like I'd filmed a music video before. I actually done two, but one of them was done on a cell phone camera, and I'm not even talking like iPhone. I'm talking flip phone.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I did another one.
Recently done on a flip phone.
A couple years ago, man. I don't even know how he had it, but
Jack in the Trap. Okay.
I don't know what to say, but I also did another one for a contest that actually came out pretty well. It was just kind of really rushed and last minute, but it was pretty solid quality, I think. But this one was definitely crazy doing because it was a lot more filming, there was a lot more planning going into it, writing out the ideas of what we wanted to do, and kind of getting everybody configured and playing, a lot of playing by ear really, like, because it's like, okay, we're at this spot, but what if we do this here? Like, I know we originally planned that, but then just switching up. So it's a lot of work, and by the end of the day, I was exhausted, but I felt right. It was a good workout.
You can tell there was a lot of work put into the video. It's a terrific visual for sure. Jack, tell the people where we can find you on social media.
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Jack Dunn Music, but you can find me on Twitter at Jack Dunn 703.
Awesome. And you can always find me at The Rocktimus on Instagram. You can find DMV at DMVLIFE.1 on Instagram. This is DMVLIFE.com signing off. Peace.